Another immigration-related stalemate is going on between Democratic Governor Jared Polis and state employees suing him to stop sharing certain information with immigration. At issue is whether Colorado should be helping ICE find immigrant children, and whether ICE just wants to make sure those children are okay, or whether they want to round up those kids for deportation. Our Marshall Zellinger has a closer look.
This is the subpoena the Department of Homeland Security sent to the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment in April. It's for contact and employment information about 35 people who have agreed to care for minors in the country without lawful status. The names of those adults are redacted in this copy. It is this subpoena that led state employee Scott Moss to sue Democratic Governor Jared Polis, claiming the governor was going to break laws that Polis himself signed preventing information sharing with ICE. State law prevents state and local governments from sharing personally identifiable information with ICE, except if it would interfere with criminal investigations or to comply with a court-issued subpoena. This subpoena, which is signed by a Homeland Security agent and not a judge, said it needed the employment and contact information for the 35 adults to ensure that these children are appropriately located, properly cared for, and are not subjected to crimes of human trafficking or other forms of exploitation. Polis was prepared to share the information with ICE until the lawsuit earlier this month. In his response to the lawsuit, Polis said the request does not pertain to federal immigration enforcement, but that the state can cooperate because it deals with criminal investigations. Earlier this year, ICE put out this memo detailing a focus on finding these unaccompanied immigrant minors. Part of the memo describes finding the ones who are flight risks, public safety risks, or those who are up for deportation. Part of it describes finding them to make sure they're not victims of human trafficking. There was an audit done in March by the Office of Inspector General, and it looks at unaccompanied immigrant minors from 2019 to 2023, and it found that out of almost 500,000, about 31,007% could not be found because the adult provided no address or only part of the address. Health and Human Services, not ICE, is responsible for collecting that information up front from the adults. I did not hear back from HHS today, probably because it's Juneteenth, but it seems the question about information, Kyle, really starts federally with HHS, and that ICE is now seeking a workaround by asking the state of Colorado.
Which brings us to this situation slathered in awkward sauce where you have a state employee essentially suing their boss in the governor.
And the start of the response from Polis in this lawsuit was the request wasn't to you, state employee, it was to your employer. Back away, you have no standing to bring this case in the first place. If your employer had a problem with it, maybe that would be something, but you're just the employee, so back off.
An interesting test case. You'll continue to follow it. Marshall, thank you.